Hello, one and all. How are you this fine evening? Give me but a second or two to hit those share places. Right. So, I hope everybody is doing fine this great fine evening. Okay, and just one more place. That being Costomics. Actual thing. We're just gonna put in the main thing. Maybe somebody will see it normally that doesn't. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So I'm going to be digitally coloring Moose here tonight. He is one of my World War II superheroes. I drew him up last night on my channel. Just gonna edit the canvas size here a little bit. And then we are going to take out, we're going to do convert brightness to opacity. And create some layers. Probably don't need that many. And then of course we're going to come to the top layer here and we are going to grab my signature, although it didn't turn out very good in the scan. I'm going to cut it out and paste it back in, making a whole new layer for it. That way it doesn't get affected by anything. And we will do stuff. Let's see whether I can invert my selection here and get all that to be gray. The figure. Hey, Alric, how are you? I don't think I'm going to be doing any things this week because earlier this week, or was it the beginning of this week, I got a copyright claim to one of my the things I did a few weeks ago for what's the name? What's the name of it? The good one. Yeah, My Hero Academia. So I'm fighting that, and I haven't even heard back from the Full Metal Alchemist yet. So till I get things cleared up for stuff like that, I don't think I'm going to be doing any more reaction videos till I get both those cleared up. YouTube seems to want to be slow on this stuff. I've actually fought something before and they never got back to me a copyright claim for this channel. Yeah. I take it you're saying really about they did a copyright claim. Not a strike, so it's not that bad. It's just it got taken down. I can still get access to it, obviously. But it's not down, nobody can watch it. It was for episodes 2 and 3 of season 2. And if they're going to keep pulling this crap and not getting back to me, about it, yeah, it was just no straight, yeah. Yeah, like what Sony did with Full Metal Alchemist. I'd like to still fight that. Well, that I've got in review too, and they haven't gotten back to me. And I've written a couple times. I might have to do a different go about it a different way and say, what the freak is going on? This is like I've got a copyright claim that I'm appealing, reviewing, and you guys haven't got back to me. Let me guess. It was Funimation that did the claim. I'm not exactly sure because I think it was all in Japanese who was doing the claim. So that doesn't tell me a lot. I'd have to go look at it again. Not really up to it right this second. What? Bin Studio Bones. Maybe, like I said, I only paid attention to the fact that I got the copyright claim. Oh, what did you think of Deku versus Muscular? Interesting. If there's some other place that I think I can put these up, the episodes, I might. I wouldn't mind putting them up somewhere else. You know what? I know where I could put them up. I have a website. I can make a page for each of them. At least the thing. And unless, give it to people for, I don't know. I don't know how I'd work it. There's only one reason why Dooku said 100%. Yeah. How do you know I commented on that? You haven't even seen that episode yet. Oh, well, you've seen the episode, but the episode of me commenting on it. Although I've now watched the movie as well. And that movie actually gave me some ideas for my version of My Hero Academia Canada. Heroes to hype himself up. So it wasn't literally 1,000,000% then, you're saying? Yeah. Yeah, well, you just couldn't have watched the video because I haven't put it out yet. Plus Ultra. Plus Ultra. Ultra. But, I've got to do 8, 9, and 10. That should be interesting. The rescue of Baku. Yeah, I've got 9 pages left of my manga, so I'm on page 46 right now. Yeah, I've got to start writing. Well, I'm up to page 6 or 7 in my writing. I'd like to do it, but I honestly don't think I'm gonna get it done. But at least, you know, it's something for you to look forward to for the Cross Comics universe. I would say, the Japanese Shield. I will still try, or at least I'll try and get it written. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Like I said, I'd like to finish it, but I've been really procrastinating. So you're at the part where the Baku's got kidnapped by the League of Villains. Yeah. And everybody's about to go rescue him. The pro heroes, the students, although the students don't know. the pro heroes don't know the students are gonna be in on it. I just find it retarded too that, oh yeah, you don't have your license, so yeah, you see somebody in danger, you're not able to help, freak that person. They're just, shit out of luck. That's why Stain wants to change Hero Society in Japan. I don't know. Well, no, I think that's just Japan's rule of thumb. Probably every country has their own quote-unquote laws regarding it. And I get pro hero stuff, making money. You're doing a job, so to speak, You're giving of your time, and sometimes you are risking life and limb, Yeah, but what I'm thinking of is maybe I'm gonna have I'm gonna do my Canadian Shield version in there, and of course that's the suit, where the suit comes in, and he's gonna have his family is gonna have had powers all throughout the ages, and they're gonna been a major hero in Canada, and then he's born without powers, and he just happens. I'm thinking he's going to happen to be related to Daniel Shield. And Daniel Shield's going to have made the Canadian Shield suit in the cross in the My Hero Academia Canadaverse. To rival, almost rival, what's his name's powers? All Might's. But nobody knows he's done it for thing. It's going to be like a hush-hush thing. You're about to see one of the most key battles in My Hero Academia cross. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna sit down and watch those. Hopefully I'll do it sometime this weekend because I wanna get through. Well, maybe not because I don't believe. See, I'm talking the suit that Daniel Shields will make. I'm not talking about mine, the one that's made in the future of the quote-unquote regular Crossverse. But then again, the My Hero Academia one can't be rival All Might's because it can't be more powerful than the regular Crossverse one. And I'm only saying, and because Daniel Shield, I think his name was Daniel Shields, has studied All Might's powers, so he knows more of how things operate for him. So, yeah, Daniel Shield from the movie. I just got a real kick out of when I heard that name, Daniel Shield. Or Shields. I thought that's just perfect with it. Doing My Hero Academia Canada and the Canadian Shield. I've got to use the tie-in, especially with the name. What did you think about the villain? Cool. Well, I suspected that Daniel would play a part in the villainy, and I was right. Well, you'll hear all that whenever I do do my thing on that. But yeah, the villain was good. For sure. Also, what did you think about the discount Purple Hulk that Kajmana book fought? Cool. Yeah, I thought of that right away. The Hulk, the discount Purple Hulk. Turn me down, Mom. I do really want to get to season 4, though. I want to catch up to where you. Well, you're probably way ahead. You're even further ahead than probably season 4 because you've read the manga. But I wouldn't mind getting further ahead in that. Maybe after get to the end of season 4, starting to get the manga somehow and read it. But the whole concept of that island was cool. Because one thing I've seemed to have picked up, the manga is getting crazy. I mean, very crazy. I actually scared of a few of some of the best characters might actually die. Ah, I don't like to hear that, but you know. But you didn't say they have died. You said they might die. But something I have picked up, it seems like the quarks have existed for, I'd say, a couple hundred years on this Earth. Because there's been 9 people with, you know, 9 people with All Might's powers. The second movie, Heroes Rising, takes place after season 5, which is why it isn't yet. Okay, that's weird, because I've looked and it seems to be done. And supposed to have been out from what I looked at. Deco's the 9th. Yeah. So there was, All Might, and he seems to have been a couple decades, I'd say. We don't know how long each one lasted, actually, so. For My Hero Academia Canada, I would actually choose a name that I had a long time ago that Canadian Shield was going to have as an alter ego. I'd go Matthew Cougar. And Manly Cougar, or Man Like Cougar, would have still existed, but in the past he would have been like one of the first with a quirk for his line. But okay, the movie Heroes Rising is basically for those that have read the manga past volume 25. Okay, not that I really have a big idea what that means. I'm not afraid to admit it either. Don't worry about it. There's my mom saying hello. I'm definitely not worried about not knowing what it really means, but I just thought I'd say it for the sake of saying it. Okay, we're using black again when... Oh, this is probably more metallic than the others. Well, this might not... Well, that would be... We're going to make these all more metallic somehow. Or hopefully. Crush, who are you coloring? I've been talking to you this whole time and I forgot to ask. Oh, no problem. I am coloring my character Moose. He is one of my superheroes from the World War II era. He's got enhanced strength and all that. He joined the Navy, the Canadian Royal Navy, at an early age, well, somewhat early age. And, you know, so he's been a big help for them in, you know, the World War II era, and then he's got on some special missions with other superheroes from that era. Sort of like my JSA, Justice Society of America. So, you know, he doesn't have really a special uniform. The closest thing he has to a special uniform, and he wears it all the time while on duty, is his regular sailor's uniform that has been slightly altered from the normal one. And by slightly altered, it's basically just giving him the Moose is his nickname and his hero name. You know, he got they put the big M on here. They put the big M on his t-shirt underneath. And of course they put the M on his cap. And there would be that M on the other shoulder as well, and you know Canada's there, spelled out there, but I gotta make Canada stand out. Although back then, the Canadian flag would not have been red and white, so in fact, up until last night, I had this uniform as gray, but I was going to get some pictures to try and draw a good soldier look picture, and of course I would grab some Canadian armed forces from that day and age, and it was showing the uniforms as blue, where I had gotten some before that made it look like they were gray. So, no. I think our flag, well, not directly after World War II, but I think we changed our flag in 1967. Give me a sec. Canadian flag before 1960s. So here, I'll show you in a sec. My mom will see this and she'll tell me whether I got the correct one. Hey, Metal. So that is what I believe. I think that's what the Canadian flag looked like before 1967. Or, okay, there's something here that says, right down here, that says 1965. And these were... Well, I was just telling Alric that before, I thought it was 1967, but apparently it was 1965, but before 1965, 7, whatever, that we had a different flag for Canada. I don't know squat about Canada other than maple syrup and hockey. You, I know a little bit more than that, obviously. These are all interesting other flags. That it says proposed between 1895 and 1964. So yeah, that was the one that Canada had. Now, could you imagine trying to incorporate that into the Canadian Shields uniform? At least we'd have the shield, right? You just put the shield with that on. I just feel sorry for the artist having to draw that all the time. Then I guess you just make this his face and then the rest of his body red. Wouldn't be too exciting of a costume, mind you. Either that or just his one arm in this. And again, the rest red. Your flag changed more than when the U.S. was becoming independent, yeah. Yes, I'd make him like NASCAR driver and adorn him with all those other Canadian symbols. Yeah, I guess you could do that. A patch here, a patch there. We had like 3 to 4 flags when we. Then we also had John Paul Jones flag. I'm not sure who that is. Hey, Marsupio. Well, when Dan Fraga's channel got yeeted, then I just keep the symbols as separate files and add them digitally every time, wrapping them and cropping them to fit the angle. Ah, smart. Smart idea. Yeah, but what about the guy that worked on He-Man? Be thankful because you're on. You only have to draw a leaf on yours. Yeah. And my shield. Marsupio says he's scared to stream. So Marsupio, have you got yourself kicked off Parlor yet? John Paul Jones is basically the Jack Sparrow and founder of the U.S. Navy. Actually, yes, and that damn Frega medal. Oh, the guy that worked on He-Man. Okay, I guess apparently not. Need to put. I've just seen you. I just figured I'd jokingly ask about that, especially when the couple times that you've posted directly to them about their ways of doing stuff. No, but there was somebody else that was trying to get. I don't think he is, but I think there was somebody else that was trying to the other day, and I don't think they succeeded. I was, but now I don't care enough to really try. Well, it's stupid that you can't delete your account if you don't want your account there. That I disagree with. But it's one more place I can post stuff. There seems to be new people finding me. Not that it's amounting to much for me, but at the moment. Yeah, Switchpoint got kicked off after like 3 days. A Parlor has a clause that basically if you do something that can get Parlor sued, you're paying for. That's because it's actually a trap. You have to email them. Welcome to my Parlor. said the spider to the fly. I don't even think that does it then. Rick, I could be wrong. Because some people have been trying to, and they've yet to succeed. Well, some people succeed without trying, and others try and they don't succeed. It's just sort of funny. But I think the thing is, if they actually act like they're supposed to, a platform, there's very little I think they can get sued for. Yeah. I remember Nick got so drunk he basically told Parler to delete his account publicly on Parler. I watched him post it live, laugh out loud. And then did they delete did they delete his account or not? Rick, or do you know? When I talk about Nick, I mean Nick Rekieta on YouTube. He's a lawyer. I think he's still on there, so I don't think it got deleted. So, although I tried to contact them the other day, or just with a post saying, "Hey, I'm having trouble uploading images. What's the gist?" He went on to angrily read the terms of service of Parler. Well, the rest of it, anyways. The problem is social media in general. Let's go back to forums. Actually, no. Even those are corruptible. Screw it. Back to BBS. Aren't those corruptible too? Well, see, the problem isn't so much all this stuff. It's just the fact that, you know, two things. If you don't like what somebody's saying, unfollow them. That way you don't have to see what they're saying. And if you're going to follow them, well, then guess what? You got to put up with what they say. It's your choice to follow somebody or not on, you know, these different platforms. Nobody's forcing anybody to follow anybody, so. No, no, on BBS you can just bully people away. Yeah. Isn't that the problem on these other platforms? The quote-unquote bullying? And if you don't like what somebody's saying directly to you, you know, you can always just mute them or whatever now, you know, like Twitter's got a mute and all that, block and all that, so it's not like it's hard. You forced me to follow you, you points charm. Social media is the biggest double-edged sword in the world. It can, great people can make business decisions and make friends, or it can completely ruin lives. Yeah, true. Well, and there's another thing, you know, like, unless you've signed something with some business to act in a certain way in lifestyle, the fact of some of the stuff that you do outside of their business, you know, shouldn't get you fired. Forgive the way I put this, but, you know, if you want to act like a whore and sleep around outside of work, you know, what business is that of your employers? If you want to go out and do other stuff that you probably shouldn't be doing, well, guess what? You're gonna hopefully get caught and thrown in jail. Passive aggressive bullying is the problem. I have no issue with actively aggressive bullying. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. You know, I got bullied as a kid. I think I'm the better for it. I hate to say it, but probably toughened me up a lot more. Introduced me into real life, you know, because nobody in real life is going to be... There's going to be idiots like that in real life, unfortunately, that will do whatever they can to get in your way to succeed. And it has nothing to do with anything other than they're an idiot. Exactly what do you do outside the platform shouldn't affect you. And what I mean is, there's some organizations that require you to sign a moral clause or something to that effect. I forget what it's called. Before joining them, that you will act a certain way, and if you don't act that way in public, or whatever, then you can be fired. Well, guess what? You go into that job signing it, knowing it. So if you end up doing that stuff and you get caught, well, you face the consequences. And that's just because, those organizations have a quote unquote reputation to uphold. Morally. It might not be called moral, it might be called accountability thing. Of if it's Disney's, there's lost theirs a long time ago. Oh, the reputation. I'll deal with that later. Definitely. Okay, I'm not sure what the definitely's to exactly, but. And Mom, if you're hearing this, can you bring me a glass? Come in here, get my glass, and give me some cold water, please and thank you. That's I don't know what the delay is like tonight. Now, there's a couple straps here that I actually need to color in differently later. Although I probably should do it now, but I'm too lazy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cross, I learned how to use Clip Studio more today. Also, I learned I'm an idiot. I was trying to figure out how to make a speech bubble and didn't notice the icon until I said it. Like just right now? Yeah, there's the speech bubble right there. I've known that since it was Manga Studio. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice cold glass of water. Water does the body good. Okay, I thought that was milk. Yeah, I think sometime tomorrow I might sit down and watch 8, 9, and 10. Do the recording so I can get on after that. Although, since I'm doing those 3 in a row, I might put it off to 15 before I record one after that. Okay, so what do you mean by that? You said that you were trying to figure out how to make speech bubbles and you didn't notice the icon until you said it. What did you say? I don't know how to make speech bubbles? Or I don't know where the speech bubble icon is? I was figuring out how to make panels, figuring out layers. That was practicing drawing on the tablet. Here's something, I'm not sure if you looked it up, a neat way to make panels. I'll show you here. Give me a sec, I'll create a new. It doesn't matter what size. So, you go to your frame, right? And of course, this only works for, thing. I'm not sure what how many, but say you wanted 6 panels, 2 on the top, 2 in the middle thing, right? You go to click the top one where it says frame there, and then you go to layer, and then you can go to divide. Under layer, there's a thing called ruler/frame. You can't see what I'm doing. It's not showing the pop-down windows. And then in there, there's divide frame border equally. And then it comes up with a thing where showing stuff about I was talking to my friend, the one working on the Mango with, I'm using his laptop for Clip Studio since I don't have my own laptop yet. That's when I mentioned I couldn't figure out how to make speech bubbles. But anyways, this will duplicate, this will do things. You can choose number of divisions vertically and horizontally. And I've got 3 for divisions vertically and 2 horizontally. So I'll do that and voila, 6 equally spaced panels. Or there's another way you can do this too. Okay, hopefully we're back with the thing. And also in the thing to make the frame border, right next to it says create frame, right next to it's cut frame border. And then you've got, I think, divide frame folder, divide frame border. You can use that and cut wherever you want. I think there's a way if you hold down the mouse button, you can rotate where you want the border cut. And you can go into any frame and do that. Or, here, let's do this again. Create the big one again. Am I still... Mom, am I still live? Sorry for anybody out there. Okay, I'm just wondering whether it was live because Clip Studio went off for a second. Disconnect it and reconnect it. Well, this is, stuff like this. I know I liked it. Again, if you select the top one and you do the layer thing, right? Say you want... Yeah, I know I'm still live. I'll work in certainly. Say you want a big one up here, but you want to divide it down here. So let's say, so you go and you, again, you select the top one, the same thing, rule frame, divide thing equally. So you take off the number of vertical, I think it would be. No. Take off the number of horizontal. Make that 2. So then you have 1 and 2 panels, right? But now you take this one down here, right? The bottom one. And you go to that rule frame again. Divide borders equally. And you bring in the horizontal and make it 2. And you take out the number of take out vertical because you don't want any verticals. And voila! And then of course you could go in here and divide that, and then you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Seeing as how we're talking manga. So there's a couple little techniques for creating frames, panels for you, Elric. You actually helped learn more, Cross. Well, I'm glad I could. I watched a video on it, so I'm just passing on what I learned. And well, I learned the basics of that, and then I've played with it, to do all that wacky stuff, creating 6 or 7 different panels or whatever. Literally, the guy who I watched talk so fast I could barely understand or follow what he's doing. Yeah, I find that's a big problem with a lot of these guys. They just go bloom, 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 bloom. And I thought I was going fast for you there, too. But, the thing is, I'm live here, and if you ever need any help, you know, you can always ask. The only thing I learned from his video was how to get your frame tool by hitting U twice. uh, and the funny thing, you can do it that way, or you can just go over here, right? And then it's right on it. Now there's junk all in here that you can, you know, do, you know, brush shape you can create. You probably can't see all this stuff, but, you know, you can have the border be pen, pencil, airbrush, spray, watercolor, wavy line, rough edge, bumpy, dash line, dotted line, heart, star, lace driven, melody, you know. There's stuff that you can go in and change that, and well, I'm not going into all that. A 20-minute video and only learn how to do something he said in 20 seconds. Well, like I said, I'm glad I was able to help. You know what? I don't think this block should be there. I think that should be all blue, actually. Because this is going up underneath that. Yeah, I think sometimes these people that do these videos like to make things complicated. The guy has been with Clip Studios basically as long as you, yet he can't make a proper video on how to use Clip Studios. I just like breaking things down very basic. Here's what you do. Don't tell me all this other jargon. Just make sure, I guess make sure that I know the shortcuts. Make sure if I want to know them, make sure I know where to find stuff that I'm looking, that you're talking about, because maybe I don't see your mouse move there. Yeah, that was probably because of my going off for a second for Clip Studio or OBS. From a while back, it probably just worked its way into the system. But yeah, I believe in being fairly simple, and well, sometimes I believe in being fairly simple and stuff, but sometimes it's not. But you got the gist of it, so that's good, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, though. Well, you can take the layers out of here. When you create, oh yeah, Alric, when you create one of those frame, when you do one of these things, or the big frame, as you probably notice, it creates. I should let you know that. It creates, okay, here, we'll open this one up. That thing there. These two are underneath, so that's the top part. That's the whole thing itself. It gives you a white background in it, and it gives you a layer to draw on. Now you can add other layers to draw on with the new raster layer in there. So and I try and draw outside. I don't go outside. So yeah, like I could create. There's my Superman, right? So if I want it. I can take. I took that. I made a layer, extra layer there. Now I can take that layer and put it beyond, below it, which means now I can draw in back here, right? You got your Batman. You see him, but if I color this right here. Oh, sorry, I didn't want the black. Oh no, why is it doing black? You're back? Okay. Okay. Now there's some things I don't get. Like right now I've got my thing selected and it's doing black. Let's see. See, that goes. Okay, let's go in the back here. Okay, so some things I can't figure out why. You know, let's do brush. We got smooth brush. The stream cut out for a sec, so I didn't see how you made another layer. Oh, I just see this button right here. It's right under the lock button, the lock layer. See, I can go here, right? And if I don't want anything done to that, I put the lock, and that locks all of these. Nothing can be done in that frame unless I unlock. Or I can choose an individual layer and lock. Now, let's see. I don't know why it's not letting me color. Oh, I know. Right here. Probably because it's manga or whatever. Color. There. Helps when you've got on the right thing, I guess, eh? And let's see. Okay, so we'll do this guy right here, you know. I'm trying the hardest, so he's behind. Now, as you can see, I'll take this layer, right? And we can put that up there. Now he's in front. I don't know why this color, I did this whole thing in black and white, so I'd have to change every layer to color, which is right there, as you saw. You can go gray, monochrome, you know, so then I could create another, then I could actually take, okay, you won't be able to see, yeah, you can move layers. You can't see this, but if you hit the right mouse button, there's a thing, a window open up, and you can create selection from layer, right? It says selection from layer. You go up to that, it says create selection. I did the wrong layer. I wanted the red stuff. Well, normally I would have my colors on a different layer, right? So, but say I want it, instead of red there, I want it blue. There. I've got blue instead. So then I can create like another, and then even more, create another layer. And it's at top at first, but we're going to move it down to the bottom. And it made all my lines blue too, even my black ones. You've got to be careful of some stuff. Obviously, as you can see, I'm just playing fast and loose here. Normally my colors would be on a different layer to my actual drawing. So we'll come back here, we'll grab the pen right there. And you can thicken up your pen too by clicking that. And, you know, back here we'll have How do you create a new layer without the red circle that stops you from drawing? How do you make a new layer without that red circle? What red circle? It's a red cycle that stops you from drawing when you make a new layer. Oh, okay. There's some layers you can't draw on. Like, see that layer there. That's for the frame itself, so you can't draw on that. You can only draw on the layers inside the frame. In this case, and again, this is supposed to be the background, frame background. You know, the white or whatever. You can take it out by using the trash can, and then. Oh, there's nothing. The red, the circle, basically it's made it. It's just so you don't draw. They're trying to make it so you don't draw on something that you don't. Not supposed to. It's like if I have layer 3 here locked, right? Now I go to draw on it, it's saying I can't because it's locked. It's so you don't mess that layer up accidentally, in this case with that lock on. But you know, you can always just unlock it and then. Now for something like this, I don't know what you could do to draw on it. Not that you would necessarily want to. I think it's preventing you from doing it for your own good. Because it's supposed to be, it's literally the frame. Blocking everything in, so you can't go past the frame. So, you know, that way it's doing your own good. You just got to make sure you go down to the layer beneath it. So you know, now we've got. I locked my one layer there. So now layer 4 there, as you can see, that is that guy there that just disappeared. Now layer 5 I'm going to use to, you know, color him. Again, I have to switch it to color because I didn't. It's not supposed to be a color document for whatever reason. So, you know, we color him in here. So as you can see now, we have Superman, Batman, and the Flash. And again, we can take the Flash, and if we want it, we can move him. He's up there, but he's up above, right? As you can see his leg is underneath, right there. You can see that leg, but if we move this up to there, you can't see that line. The line is underneath now. That's red. Although maybe it looks a bit orange. See, red. The colors always get skewed, it seems, when you're going from one thing to another. But as you, here's where I can really show color stuff, because I am doing color stuff here. This is my own thing, obviously. So I'm erasing this color. And right there, not that you're going to be dealing in color much with doing manga, I don't know. But if you grab right there, that's the eyedropper. I can now click that, and I now have that color to work with. And in this case, that's just so I can do that. And also come over here. And I'm using, thanks to Evan, I know about this, the fill lasso. It's like, and I'm using it inside of a, I've selected this whole area. Well, basically I've selected everything inside the dotted lines, these dotted lines, so I can no problem, anytime. Yeah, I can try and color out here and it won't color. But if I do it inside that dotted line, so that's why, this line here I watch, because that's supposed to be the bag line. And I come in here, I don't have to worry. Well, I'm glad I could help you, Eric, Pass on what I've learned, as little as it is. And right there, of course, is the eraser. You have several different types of erasers too. I'm using the kneaded eraser because that's what I'm used to. They have the hard, soft, rough, multiple layer, vector, and snap erasers. There is so much in this. Actually, the one tool that I have to learn, that I want to learn, is the perspective tool. Now, here's a line that I accidentally put in the thing. And there we go. Use the eraser. Yeah, well, I do too. It's a necessary tool. So, and a good thing to do if you're done with a layer for now is lock it. I would very much suggest that because it half reminds you to go on to another layer. If you're wanting to go on to another layer, do something different. Yeah, what I would suggest, Alric, if although I've went over a whole bunch of different things here, but in trying to learn Clip Studio, don't get somebody that focuses on 5 billion different things. And I know I'm exaggerating there, obviously. Get somebody that's going to focus on one thing that you want to do specifically. Learn that, and then go on to the next little thing. And try as soon as possible to put whatever you've learned into practice. Because that divided border frame thing, I learned it like a few months ago, and then I went to go do it again. And I'm like, ah, crap! How do I do this again? And I had to go find the video, or did I? I forget. It might mean that you're going to have to just be a little bit more specific in what you're trying to do. Like, if he's explaining the perspective, and I'm guessing here, if he's explaining the perspective tool and layers in the same video, then you might want to type in, how do layers work in Clip Studios? Opposed to, how does Clip Studios work? Or tutorials on Clip Studio or something like that. I think you get what I'm saying. Only ones that basically say, okay, I'm going to explain how to use layer, but really terrible. That's the ones you found. I did type that. There's not many videos. Well, I'm just using that phrase as a thing. You might have to vary things. And you could probably even Photoshop or Illustrator, if there's things on their layers, they work basically the same. Enough that you could get the grasp of it a lot more. But then again, I think you basically got the grasp of layers at this point. It's not a big I would say it's, all that hard to grasp, with what I told you, That's the whole basics of it. Is you can just do different stuff on different layers, using them to do stuff on different layers, like Is it an Illustrator in here? Give me a sec. So far, you showing me how to use them is the only way to understand it. The people that who make these videos know how to use Clip Studios. Yeah. I'm gonna show you something here in a sec as long as it comes up right, or hopefully show you. And this is before Clip Studio. This is in Photoshop. And the stream died. And it came back. Okay. Probably just because I opened the damn. Oh, we should be back. Well, we're at the end too. I just want to show you this. This is something I did for layers before Studio. Like I said, I'm gonna. You're back. Never mind. I'm just bringing up a Photoshop document. Still buffering, yeah. It's because I'm opening up a document in Photoshop. I'm getting the computer to do something other than focus on the the internet. Okay, so let's go into Illustrator. Let's window capture. For shop. Okay, so Elric, it's back. Good. As you can see, every single character here is on a different layer. Looks like 4 minutes. It is 11:52. It's opening this up that's caused that. We'll see what you're seeing. Impromptu stuff that I do. Or did you only read manga? Says Evan. Hey Evan, you're not gonna hear this for a while, but and this isn't yeah. You're not gonna hear it because I'm probably gonna end before you hear this. But I did this before I learned Clip Studio. This was like my first thing with layers. One of my first things with layers, or first major thing. And I've got a villain thing like this in mind. And what I've learned to do with layers since this is just awesome. So we didn't finish coloring, what's his name? Moose tonight. We'll finish that. I'll finish him tomorrow. Yeah, so I thought you'd find this cool, neat, that, this shows what you can do with layers just a little bit. And, that's a lot of layers. There are probably over 100 layers there. Well, it's 2 minutes till 2. If you see this, thanks again, Cross. No problem. It is. It is.